Okay guys, please come to next page. When I say guys, it's English guys, okay? You're not guys. Yeah, you're the benches. Just joking. So, yeah, exactly. Section 2, questions 11 to 13, traffic changes in Grand Ford. Now look here, traffic changes. What are traffic changes? No parking here, right? A new signboard here, new pedestrian sign here, or new traffic lights here, remove the traffic light. This is what we call traffic changes. Okay, you should understand, right? Traffic changes in Grand Ford. And you say, I've never been to Grand Ford. How can I solve this test? Sometimes some students come up with silly logics. Grand Ford is a town or city, and they are going to do some changes in traffic over there. This audio is all about that. Clear? All right, let's read question number 11, multiple choice. Now, please look at me here. In multiple choice, instead of focusing the right answer, if you guys focus the wrong answer and eliminate the wrong answer, automatically you will find the right answer. Just imagine you are looking for right information and a person is giving you wrong information, and then you got to decide whether that is right or wrong. That confuses your mind also. So it's a very good idea to eliminate at least one or at most two choices so that you are just left with one right answer. Now what will happen? In multiple choice, they will talk about all three options in any order. They will not follow the order first A, then B, then C. So the first thing is you need to catch the option or grab the option. Now he's talking about C. Once you grab the option, listen to it carefully and then decide that option is the right answer or it's only a trap. And sometimes with the friction of the word no, not, right? First we thought and then they speak all the option. First we thought, exact option. You say that is the answer. But then it became difficult to act upon that. Right? Or they use the word nor, N-O-R, nor. And after nor they speak exactly the same option. So that is actually a trap. Once you practice, you cannot make yourselves expert in multiple choice questions in one day or overnight. You can only do it if you pay attention, if you focus, and without eliminating the wrong answers, you can never reach the right answer, okay? Because they will confuse you so much, and when they are using direct words, then listen for the word unless, nor, no, not, okay? With the wrong option, what do? Exactly the same thing, but they just add the word not, okay? Let's do it together now. Question number 11. And by the way, there are 7-8 types of multiple choice. Some multiple choice questions are based on reason, some are based on decision, some are based on opinion, some are incomplete sentences, some are questions with question mark. So you should practice all of them. Question number 11. Why are changes needed to traffic system in Grand Ford? So the bottom line is why changes. Clear? Okay, now listen. If the options are long, don't be afraid. It's such a long option. I tell you what to focus on the options. Number 1, verb. Number 2, noun. Number 3, adjective. If your multiple choice option is starting with the verb, for example, A, to decide, B, to act upon, C, to this, then you must focus the verb because you will find the clue in the verb and they will use the synonym of that verb. Right? Now let's just see. So I told you these 3 words. Now I'm going to teach you now how to cut short the options and never read it like that. A, the number of traffic accidents has risen. Acha. Now I read A. You just need to focus traffic accidents risen. Traffic accidents risen. What does that mean? The traffic accidents increased. Okay. So in the audio they will not use the word risen. Say the number of accidents on roads have increased tremendously like that. Option B, amount of traffic increased. I'm not reading all of it. Amount of traffic. A is traffic accidents increased. B is amount of traffic increased. And C is type of vehicles changed. Now they have trucks and lorries and this and that and all that. So it's types of vehicles. And again, I'm telling you, why are changes needed to traffic system? So they will tell you, well, that is for the time being. If they tell you one option, they say that is for the time being, then changes are not needed because of that very thing. Okay. All right. Question number 12. In a survey, local residents particularly complained about. Now listen, the word is particularly complained about, local residents. And if they say one or two people complained about and one option, that is a trap. Okay, and say we also received one complaint about, that is also and for trap they use almost the same words, so that you say, oh yes, I found the answer. It's so simple, so easy, huh? So it's not like that. Yes.
Question में भी trap कर सकते हैं.
Question, okay. Well, the question is just question. Traps usually come when we've got 2 to 3 options. So the traps come in the audio. In the questions, there is no trap, right? Yeah.
Local residents, one or two residents.
Yeah. Now see, the question is local residents particularly complained about. Now it's some people complained about that, but that wasn't important. Or then they say their main complaints were about, and then that will be the answer. So you need to see how they play with the words. Okay, A, dangerous driving by parents. If the options are short, then read all the option. It's not that now you cut it short, only 3 words, dangerous driving by parents. B, pollution from trucks and lorries. For pollution, they can use the word fume, noise. Fume is just like the smoke, right? And C, inconvenience from parked cars. So if they say the people park their cars on the roads and it becomes difficult to see, right? So then that will be the answer. They will speak about all 3 options in any order. Question number 13. According to the speaker, one problem with the new regulation will be, in the audio they will talk about some new regulation. And one problem with the new regulation will be, now listen, he will say, well, we could have this problem. The other says, that's not difficult. The local council will take care of it. Then they say, okay, we've got another problem. So, I mean, they will talk about 3 things. One of those will be presented as a problem, and that will be your answer. So, new regulation will be raising money to pay. If they say, we already have enough funds, so A is a trap. B, finding a way to make people follow them. Right? So if they say, well, we need to contact the police department so that we make sure everybody follows this new rule, then it can be B. And C, getting the support of the police. If they say, we already have the support of the police, then is this the answer? It's a trap. Okay, so it's, I mean, it's very, it isn't, once you are mentally prepared, then multiple choice is not complicated. Yeah, initially it sounds like they trap us, they cheat us and all that. Now I play the audio with 3 questions and you got to do it.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 13.
Good evening everyone. My name's Phil Sutton and I'm chairman of the Highways Committee. We've called this meeting to inform members of the public about the new regulations for traffic and parking we're proposing for Granford. I'll start by summarising these changes before we open the meeting to questions. So, why do we need to make these changes to traffic systems in Granford? Well, we're very aware that traffic is becoming an increasing problem. It's been especially noticeable with the increase in heavy traffic while they've been building the new hospital. But it's the overall rise in the volume of traffic of all kinds that's concerning us. To date, there's not been any increase in traffic accidents, but that's not something we want to see happen, obviously. We recently carried out a survey of local residents, and their responses were interesting. People were very concerned about the lack of visibility on some roads due to cars parked along the sides of the roads. We'd expected complaints about the congestion near the school, when parents are dropping off their children or picking them up. But this wasn't top of the list, and nor were noise and fumes from trucks and lorries, though they were mentioned by some people. We think these new traffic regulations would make a lot of difference, but we still have a long way to go. We've managed to keep our proposals within budget, just so they can be covered by the council. But of course it's no good introducing new regulations if we don't have a way of making sure that everyone obeys them. And that's an area we're still working on with the help of representatives from the police force.
Okay, we talk about all three options and all that. Question number 11. C is types of vehicles on the roads have changed, and that's what they said, because they are building the hospital, it's only for that. And at the end he said it's the overall increase in the traffic volume that is concerning us. So it's option B, exactly. The right answer is B. Question number 12. A is dangerous driving by parents. No. B is pollution from trucks and lorries. No. It's C, inconvenience from parked cars. They used visibility and parked cars on the road, right? So it is option C. Question number 13. According to the speaker, one problem. So what's the answer? B. Well done. Finding a way to make people follow them. And for that he said, for that we are taking police into our this thing and all that. And for money they said we already have the money for that. So 11B, 12C and 13 is again B. And you can practice, by the way. I mean, whenever you practice multiple choice, you must always focus in the audio why other two options are wrong. When you understand why two options are wrong, automatically you will reach the right answer. What the students do, they are just focusing the right answer. They are not focusing the wrong answer. In fact, when you are doing multiple choice, you should cross the wrong option. For example, you listen to the audio for option C and then you realize this is not the answer. Cross it. Now you are left with A and B. Chances are 50-50, right? So next, either you get the right answer or you eliminate another option, your answer will be right. Okay, so you got two choices. All right, let's go on. Let's go on. We've got the map here. So we'll be talking about map. Whenever they give you map, you should be happy. Yeah, because maps are not difficult if you practice. Okay, if you practice, then you should be happy about it. First of all, you should see what is the map about. Proposed traffic changes in Grand Fort. So this map is about traffic changes in Grand Fort. And by the way, for maps, if they've given questions and questions are the words, you should not read the questions. Half-minute time which they give you, don't read the questions. Look at the map. Survey the map. On top left corner, can you see west, east, north, south? So it's a very good idea. On the map, you can write capital W, capital E, capital N and capital S. So that when in the audio he speaks towards the south side and then you will go back to the corner. South kidhar hai? Okay, so you can just write capital N on top means north. Capital S at bottom means it's south. Capital W at left side, even not outside the map, you can write it within the map so that you know these are the sides. Okay, and another thing, with the pencil, you can make one line like this, one line like that as well. That will help. Because you know now when one line like this, one line like that, then you know if he's going to talk about northwest, this corner. If he's going to say southwest, it's this corner, something like that, okay? Anyways, now, there is no starting point on this map, you can see. So we don't know from where it is going to start, right? So what you need to do, you got to read the map and in the audio they will tell you. Okay, you don't have to worry. First of all, you will take a look at the roads which are important. We have Station Road, we have High Street and we have School Road. So first you will take a look at the roads that, okay, if he says anything about Station Road Junction, it's A. If he says anything about High Street in front of the library, B. If he says anything on School Road right in front of the school, G. Please, yeah. Don't do this supermarket. किसी को shopping करने जाना है ना, that's fine. Okay, now if he says supermarket, what is the answer? No, there are two supermarkets. One is on School Road, one is on High Street. Now you got to be careful. So if they give you one word twice, one place twice, it means there is a trap. Alright, now question number 14, new traffic lights. Listen very carefully. They will take you to a place and say, we already have traffic lights. And then you will say, dur fitemu. Yeah, I mean, they will give you, first of all, if you take a look at the High Street towards the Station Road Junction, you say, okay, answer is A. They say, we already have traffic lights there. So it is not the answer, right? So then they will tell you, but we decided to put the traffic lights on the other side or anything like that. Next is pedestrian crossing. Again, for pedestrian crossing, they will give you the reference of the road. Then they will give you the reference of these places. Okay, so you can just write it. And your pencil should move with the audio. Right? For example, if I say go ahead, your pencil will go ahead. If I say turn right, your pencil will move right. You know the way you are driving and that Google Maps, yeah, it's just taking a curve and this side and all that. Okay. Parking allowed. Now, what can be the trap? At that point, parking is not allowed. But now we are going to allow it there. So that will be the answer. And the answer is going to be a letter. Answer is not going to be a word. It's going to be a letter. Okay, new no parking sign. So wherever they are going to put this new no parking sign, you can see that. New disabled parking spaces. So if they say, we already have disabled parking spaces there, but that is not convenient, so we decided to change it. Now instead of that, so you got to just follow the audio. Next, widened pavement. Where are they going to widen the pavement? That area is narrow, that road is narrow, they are going to widen it. And lorry loading, unloading restrictions. They say many lorries load and unload over there. So now we are going to restrict, or now we are not going to allow them to do that there. So that is going to be that. Let's take a start, please, with the map.
And answer questions 14 to 20.
Okay, so this slide shows a map of the central area of Granford with the High Street in the middle and School Road on the right. Now, we already have a set of traffic lights in the High Street at the junction with Station Road, but we're planning to have another set at the other end at the School Road junction to regulate the flow of traffic along the High Street. We've decided we definitely need a pedestrian crossing. We considered putting this on School Road, just outside the school, but in the end we decided that could lead to a lot of traffic congestion. So we decided to locate it on the High Street, crossing the road in front of the supermarket. That's a very busy area, so it should help things there. We're proposing some changes to parking. At present, parking isn't allowed on the High Street outside the library, but we're going to change that and allow parking there, but not at the other end of the High Street near School Road. There'll be a new no parking sign on School Road just by the entrance to the school, forbidding parking for 25 metres. This should improve visibility for drivers and pedestrians, especially on the bend just to the north of the school. As far as disabled drivers are concerned, at present they have parking outside the supermarket, but lorries also use those spaces. So we've got two new disabled parking spaces on the side road up towards the bank. It's not ideal, but probably better than the present arrangement. We also plan to widen the pavement on School Road. We think we can manage to get an extra half metre on the bend just before you get to the school, on the same side of the road. Finally, we've introduced new restrictions on loading and unloading for the supermarket, so lorries will only be allowed to stop there before 8 AM. That's the supermarket on School Road. We kept to the existing arrangements with the High Street supermarket. Okay, so that's about it. Now, would it...
That is the end of section 2.
See that? So many traps. First they take you somewhere and you would have said what I said, okay? Alright, question number 14. New traffic lights. A. Let me catch the thief. Anybody who wrote A? He said we already have a set of traffic lights there, so the other end. Well done. It's E. Question number 15. Pedestrian crossing. D for doctor. Exactly. Supermarket and opposite the supermarket, and that's the supermarket on High Street. Very good. Question number 16. Parking allowed. It's B. In front of the library where parking is not allowed, and now we are going to allow parking there. Question number 17. New no parking sign. No, it's G. They said very clearly the entrance to the school. Alright, I'll play the audio again. That's why I've decided for the next section I'll play the audio one by one. Okay, yeah. Anyways, 17 is G. 18. New disabled parking spaces. It is C. In front of the bank. They use the word bank. Number 19. Widened pavement. It is H. They use the word bend before the school. Right? So it's H. And question number 20, lorry loading, unloading restrictions. I, supermarket, and then they mentioned the supermarket on School Road. Okay, so you can see how many answers are correct, and you should have more correct answers for that.